teacups, what's brewing, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have two pieces of content to get through. I've actually just realized that this one is a full-on 19 minutes, so I might be skipping around this a little bit. But we've got FFG could lose. No, we haven't. Let's get the right title. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. I did go back to school today, and I did so on zero sleep. Not broken sleep, not bad sleep, zero sleep, because sometimes life be that way. So it's now starting to kick in, and I'm just messing up my words a lot. So today we have FFG could cause someone to lose their job for some tea, and we also have the shorter one she had responding to some of the pictures of the conversations between Kybella and Salah, because Kybella came back onto Twitter where her account had been deleted before. I'm not quite sure of the reasoning why, and she released some more pictures of their conversations. So Foodie's first instinct was distract. So she started to come online so she could try and pick a fight with FFG. There has been some conversation within the community, as far as I can see on Twitter. Basically, there being two sides to the idea of FFG going and asking if they'd seen Foodie at the smoke shop? What do you actually, the cannabis store? Don't think I need a fancy word for that. Again, I'm tired. And as I said in my last react, she's a polarizing figure, and Foodie tried to cash in on that by basically going, look over here, look at the horrible thing I'm doing at FFG, rather than try and address the thing with Salah, because she was trying to sweep that right under the rug. And to go along with this, she also had some community posts which have now been removed. I checked the channel before I pressed record, and the videos were still up, but the community posts weren't. The first one basically doubling down on the ideas she puts forward in this video, and the second one, her just getting mad about everything. Surprise to no one. So let's just get started on this, because it might take me longer than I think. Hopefully it won't.
Hi guys, so I wanted to do a video.
Sorry. One, she's a little bit quiet. I'm going to up the volume a bit, but if the audio's off, sorry about that. My own audio isn't great, and this won't help. Secondly, I have some questions, just some questions, about how she came to this decision with her makeup. Because I'm not one for perfect makeup, and my eyeliner will often be closer to a red-headed cousin than it is a sister. But particularly in this one, the colour she's chosen for her little smoky-eyed moment here, she does seem to have this idea that green is green is green, and so it will all go together. And she doesn't have a strong sense of undertones. So she's got this mid-blue jean jacket, she's got a khaki green headscarf, and then she's got this very cool-toned, bright green on the inside of her eyes, and then her eyes are looking more green because of the headscarf. Because her eyes are actually brown, but they come up as kind of hazelish underneath all the filter lights. I've just realised I'm actually wearing quite a similar colour. So this is the choice I went for, and I just want to talk, Foodie, okay? Just lady to lady, or whatever either of us are. Troll to troll. And not the point of this video, but it does remind me of the time, actually, was this the time? You remember when she had that kind of toned green, but in a quite dark colour on her fingernails? And then she was like, oh, I thought, she was wearing something, she was like, I thought green and green would go together, and she had the same problem where it wasn't the same green. And I don't know, I find undertones not matching to be quite irritating. Not in a general, like, oh, I'm angry about this sense, but it's like when there's a cat with its fur the wrong way. It just feels wrong to me. Oh, that was more information than you needed and more attention than it deserved, but it struck me when I saw her.
A more calm video than my live stream, where I was more in the moment.
Angry? Has she been crying in this? Because it's always hard to tell with the filters, because it makes her so shiny anyway. But she's missing the wing off of... Oh, I'm the other way around, sorry. Oh, maybe it's right for you, who knows? But she's missing the wing off of one side, which makes me think she's wiped her eye. So maybe she has been, and that's one of the reasons the filter's up so high.
Let's just say. So I'm going to talk about the cannabis
It might just be the angle she's at.
Situation. There's just so much BS that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to follow up with regards to my complaint. So
at this point, I thought her complaint was just that review online, because she'd gone in, she'd left a 1-star review, she'd named the person that she, well, either thought had served her or had served her but wasn't the person FFG had talked to, according to FFG. And people had just come sailing in to give great reviews and tell on her, basically. But here she is, doubling down, because what else is she going to do? Talk about Salah? No.
For those of you who are not aware, there's a crazy, psychotic, lunatic, idiot loser channel, FFG, and
we're
she's
aware.
probably creaming herself that I mentioned her name.
Miriam, you're back to being modest again now, darling. We're going to have to be careful how we phrase things.
She has no content. She has no personality, no content.
She has a very distinct personality, whether you like it or whether you don't, and her content is her opinion during her reaction, like any React channel. Because if nobody wanted that portion of her content, they could go elsewhere to a clip channel. If they're choosing to go to her, it's because they want to hear, for better or for worse, what she has to say.
She's just a rage pig, and she just screams and shouts and rages about the dumbest things.
Whereas Chantal is always perfectly calm on the internet.
That's what her audience wants from her, you know, so...
So they are there for her content then. I'm just checking.
So, even a monkey knows that if you throw it peanuts, when it dances, it's going to keep dancing. So that's that kind of idea.
But she's never caught on to that herself. In that analogy, she thinks FFG is the monkey. And yet, anytime anyone provokes her, she dances.
So she's running out of content and needs something big, right? Needs some kind of big win. So she thought it would be awesome to find out, stalk this dispensary to see if I've been a customer there.
Yesterday's React, was it yesterday? It might have been the day before, sorry, time, it's difficult. My last React, I played a clip of FFG's version of that story. That is all of that live stream I've watched, so if something came up later, I apologise. Feel free to go to the original source. But based on what we heard there, and you're welcome to check my video from the other day, she said that she had asked some guy who was outside, I don't know, tidying up the front, washing the window, something, and said, hey, you seen this lady? Because Chantal doesn't seem to realise how noticeable she is. And he said, yeah, I've served her. And FFG went inside, got her stuff, and left. That's as far as FFG put out. Now, whether you believe her, whether you need to believe her or not, there is enough credibility in the idea that Chantal might be noticeable enough that if someone showed a picture and said, hey, has she been around? You would be able to say yes or no. That's all there really needs to be for this to potentially have the grounds of being truth. And again, as I said the other day, I don't stand anyone. I'm not here to support or go against anybody just because Chantal's mad. But I do believe if you're gonna do shit like this, you should do it based on actual things that you have actually seen.
So she drove from where she lives in Montreal all the way to Cornwall, okay? Like about an hour. Passing by probably many dispensaries which have better weed than the one in Cornwall, but anyway.
That's the one point I'm willing to give Chantal. I am sure that FFG could have gotten weed from any number of places. I doubt Cornwall is known as being the centre of the local area for whatever. However, as Chantal will go on to say, it's a newer store, so I don't know what they carry. I've never been in a cannabis shop. And technically, Shannon is there, and they are friendly. So, or at least last I checked, they were. So she has a reason to be there, even if you're stretching the chances of probability with it.
So she drove down and she apparently drove past this employee washing the windows outside of the dispensary, which is complete BS.
It is, because she didn't do that, as far as we know. As far as we know, she walked into the store, the guy was outside, she said it. Might not be true. She might have asked inside. The guy might not exist. We don't know. Whatever you think of the situation, we don't actually know. This recount of this story to me sounds like somebody has given her this information, someone has retold this story, and she's going on the retell.
Showed a picture of me and asked if I've been smoking there, just so she could try to catch me in a lie. So that...
But she did catch you in a lie. Because you raged. Dance, monkey, dance.
There's that, and she says she's not an obsessed, psychotic stalker, okay? I do want to say though that when people have asked me if I've been smoking, a lot of the time, at the time that they would ask me, no, I didn't. And
she doesn't literally have a joint hanging out of her mouth, despite the fact that she's gone on and on about how she wanted weed out of her life. Feel free to go watch my quick sip. God, I've done a lot of content recently.
You know, I did go there at the dispensary in Cornwall a few times, but All Please just keep it private. If I say no, it's because I don't want you to know the truth. Like,
well, no shit, excuse the pun. You lied because you didn't want us to know. The fact that she says that, like it's a good reason. You don't have to tell us anything. That's one thing Chantal is absolutely right about. She doesn't have to tell us. She didn't have to come to the car. She didn't have to raise. She didn't have to wave the bag. She could have just ignored it, and she didn't, because she wanted money the first time, and she wanted anything to distract from the reality of Salah and Kybella this time. And that's the reason she came on and made this video. That's the reason she recorded it, because she wants the rage of what she's doubling down on here to overtake the gossip about Salah.
I have to tell you if I'm smoking or what I'm doing if I don't want to, you know? So if you want to be butthurt over that lie of me saying no, that I'm not smoking because I don't want anyone to know, then be mad. I just don't care at this point.
You seem like you don't care. This is very much a don't care kind of scenario. And I won't be mad about it, my dear. I will be judgmental because you did lie to us. And that's what it comes down to. Not just you being caught in this lie, but you continually being caught in lies and trying desperately to gaslight your audience into believing you never said them. Or that if you did, it didn't matter because you don't owe us the truth. You don't owe us the truth, but you also don't owe us the lie. You can choose to say nothing and you can't manage it.
So she took it upon herself to dig into my personal life and find out what I'm doing behind the camera.
Again, more involved than I would get. She went to a town where she has a friend. She said, oh, next time I'm in that town, which was, I think, a couple of weeks after she said this. I know where that Starbucks is. There's only one Starbucks in town. Guess what's in the same square? Look, there's the weed store. If we go by the version of the story that I had in my last react, that is apparently what happened. Might FFG have just driven up there for spite because it's fun to trigger her? Yes, and she's probably made a ton of money off of it. So, Chantal's doing this to try and trigger some rage. FFG did the same. There we are.
You know, to try to have some big tea. I have some big tea. I went out of my way to stalk somebody to get some tea.
I mean, technically it was tea. And it's tea that you're now hoping you can rely on to try and erase some other things going on.
Yay, that's a big win for you, isn't it?
Kind of
To
was.
find out that I mean, everyone pretty much knows already that I do. And yeah, like,
Yeah, but you were lying about it the whole time. Well, everybody knew. Well, they do now because you couldn't control yourself when you got caught. You could have just been like, there's tons there. Yeah, I mean, there's smoke shops by like practically everywhere. If I was going to Starbucks, there's no way to avoid being in the parking lot with it.
I've already explained in my live stream, when I'm in Canada land, or somewhere where it's illegal, you know, I have trouble not doing it because...
Alright, but what you actually said, even though you have, full credit to you, admitted before that you struggle with it, the last time you got caught doing it when you said you weren't gonna, you double, triple, quadruple down on I am not gonna do weed. I'm not gonna do it. And then, because FFG went to the Starbucks you had confirmed you were at and said, hey, you see there's a cannabis shop right there, you came online with the bag proving you'd actually done it, which was completely unnecessary.
You know, I've used it for so long as a crutch and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so... But like right now I'm fine, I'm not even thinking about it, so I'm totally okay.
Well, you probably would have been okay in Canada without it then, eh?
Anyway, I think I deserve to smoke after dealing with a psychotic loser like that.
Well, that's probably part of your problem, isn't it? Oh, life was hard today, so I deserve to fall into this addiction. I deserve to have cocaine. I deserve to have this, that, and the other. I deserve that food. Doesn't seem like the healthiest way of thinking about that, does it?
I did complain to the dispensary, and I got a reply pretty promptly that they were investigating the situation.
Oh, it's just a support thing. Thank you for sharing your experience. Sorry, I listened to this podcast style this morning. Our team is investigating this matter. We appreciate your patience during this time. Thank you. All right, so she did this without her actual name, because she also deleted her review on the website, wherever she had reviewed it the first time. This 100% feels like just a scripted, what are they called? The automatic answers. But this feels like a template answer, you know?
And I hear that somebody's job is on the line because of this, so...
You hear? From who? Your connections at the weed shop? Were they sending you a Christmas card for the good business? Clapping here like she isn't the one causing this? Come on now. If there is even any of this here.
Give yourself a round of applause, you loser, FFG, and don't try to turn it around on me because you're the one who involved that dispensary in particular. I did say the name Sharon.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. And you said that she went to your high school. And you said that she was a bully. So I guess you not liking her in high school is now a reason to try and get her fired. When you are saying, despite the fact that she probably was not involved with this. It's big, look what you made me do energy. When we talk about gaslighting, when we talk about manipulation, when we talk about how she tries to move these goalposts, no dear, this isn't how that works. You are responsible for the consequences of your actions.
But if it's not her who did it, there's nothing to worry about, right? So you're the one who put the dispensary as your thumbnail.
And you were the one who showed the bag with their products in them and then raged about their staff online and asked people to get the name out there because you were like, oh, that's invasion of whatever. I can't actually remember if she said invasion of privacy or what she said. You want to get one over on FFG? Do it. I don't think you're capable, but do it. But you effing with somebody's job who isn't even involved in this, that's appalling, and that's all you.
You're the one who went and did that and then announced it online, outing that employee of what they did.
Actually, not outing that employee, outing a man who she didn't name, who saw a picture of you and went, yeah, I know her. Not even went, yeah, I've served her.
Just for your one-up, which nobody gives a crap about anyway.
Everybody gave a crap about it. Whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you're just here for the show. Everybody gave a crap about it. So speaking of staying mad.
Like, especially not me.
Yeah, very unbothered this.
So, I mean, I out myself all the time. I don't care.
After you get caught?
I just like say no. Just most of the time
Well,
when
if you could have that energy when you're buying the stuff, that would be great. Yeah, just say no, Chantal.
people ask me, I'm not. I haven't been smoking. And when I do, I just don't want to hear from it. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I want it to be private, you know? So it's
Because you're hiding it, my darling. That's why. Like, I just want to hide it so I don't get caught. But, well, yeah, that's why people lie. That's how that works. Well done.
it's my I'm allowed. That's my prerogative. I'm entitled to privacy.
You are, but you choose to
And
forgo
you
it
have
so
no
many
right
times.
to drive an hour to try to ruin that, and to ruin someone's life by getting them fired over this shit.
Yeah. Do you hear this? You have no right to try and get someone fired. Was she the person emailing the shop? She didn't even talk to this woman from the sound of it. Ooh, look what you made me do.
You're insane. And then she totally deflects and gaslights and like, well, you shouldn't have doxed that poor woman, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. If only we could look solidly in the mirror and see what our part in all things were. And the type of people like her that do this. It's a classic card that they play to turn it around and be like, well, you're doing that. You're doing that. No. Darling. You got the wrong person. And then you emailed about them. And even though I don't think it's actually gone to a real live human person, you obviously think it has, and this is where you are with it.
Listen, saying a name is not really doxing, but if it is her who did this, I don't care. I don't care that I said her name. I think she does.
Well, that's evident, isn't it? Because everything is okay as long as it's in defense of you and not against you.
Deserves it. I don't know 100% if it's her.
Well, great thing you're trying to get her fired then, hey.
I'm sure she's not the only person that works there. I mean, I have seen a male worker there as well. And, but I'm just putting two and two together. Like,
I'm getting 7.
When I came in, she said that she saw my videos.
Yeah, because no worker faced with Foodie and having been asked from a video that was pulled up, hey, have you seen her? Has gone to their colleague and say, hey, you know that woman that they have inevitably talked about after she's been in the shop? She's on YouTube. It's completely out of the bounds of possibility.
She knows Shannon. I'm sorry, not sorry, but
more not sorry than sorry, I think.
You don't need the things this person has said and done since I distanced myself for her complete betrayal. Good riddance. Good, you belong on that side with those.
Yeah, you're obviously doing better now, darling. Don't worry.
Trashy people. So she was this person that works there. This Sharon person was a bully in high school. She knows Shannon. She said she knew me from YouTube. And hey, what a coincidence.
What coincidence? Foodie went in and the woman, having bought this, and the woman said, oh, are you on YouTube? So either she did know Foodie from YouTube, or she knew via the fact that FFG asked about her and showed a video. But really, what difference does it make?
Another reason why I think FFG's story is just full of shit like her is...
Careful, Salah might like that.
If you've been going to that dispo, then how did you not know any of the employees? Like, how do you not know the employees if you've been going there?
I'm sorry, did I miss that at some point? Like I said, I only watched the first few minutes of the lives. Why does she need to know the employees? And if you do go there, and you don't have a regular time you go there, you don't go at 8 o'clock every Monday night or whatever, why on earth would you know the employees? If you're going regularly around the same time, you might get to know whoever works that shift a little bit more. You know, you recognize people. But why would you... Why? Like, why?
Another thing is that dispensary is kind of new. It wasn't even there when the last time I was in Canada.
I'm not sure the relevance of that, because based on the true or not true story of FFG, like, she went there because she recognised the Starbucks and there's only one in town. She was like, wait, I think there's a dispensary there. So it may have been newer, but she only has to know that once to be like, hey, I know what's in there. Or for her to go on Google Maps and just say, Starbucks is here, and notice that there's a weed shop. You partaking in weed has been a conversational point for a long time.
So, you don't know the employees there?
Unless you are a regular at a very specific time, there's no real reason for you to know the employees at a store.
I mean, like, so anyway, it was pretty cold that day as well, and they have covered windows.
Right.
And they're pretty big. I really doubt that the dispensary employee, because that day that I went is the day she went down and stalked me and went to the dispensary as well.
So was she there before or after you? Because if the woman asked if you're a YouTuber because of what she said, she would have been there before you. So how did she stalk you if she didn't know where you were? I mean, she didn't know you were going to turn up that day if you arrived after her, in which case the idea of, hey, I know that Starbucks, there's only one. Oh, guess what's in the parking lot? Also, when she says big windows, hang on, one plant, is it Ottawa? No, Cornwall. Okay, so the windows are tall-ish, but it's like, it's the door height and then a little bit more. It's not like they're three floors high. Like, it'd be doable with a long-handled squeegee.
She actually, like, looked around where I was parked and said, and looked at the stores in that area, or knew that there was a dispensary there. She's insane. I don't know.
No, she knew there was a Starbucks there. Surely, if there's only one Starbucks in town, that's going to be easier to locate. Because this was the thing I was unsure about before my last react, when I was like, if FFG has gone around checking, that's weird. And as I say, I'm not entirely comfortable with how close she even, like if she did go for an hour drive to go and see, especially if Foodie had been around at the time, that also feels pretty weird. But if she's saying, okay, oh, I recognise that Starbucks, you know there's only one Starbucks in Cornwall, oh, you know what else is by that Starbucks? Next time I'm there, I'm going to show you. And then it ends up being the weed store that she then rages about. I'm not saying it's a good situation, I'm saying it's not the situation she's painting.
How people just don't even see this, but you're brainwashed and stupid. So,
yeah. Or you're a proven lying liar who lies and we're just here for the show.
I doubt he was out there washing the windows. Like, I
Why?
really highly doubt that. Another thing that's BS is I doubt the employee was washing windows. Let's say it was shipped.
Oh, she's misedited that again.
And I don't think she would be washing windows. She had to sit on a chair to dole out the weed.
Okay, I don't know Sharon. I haven't seen a picture. I do not want to see her picture. There's no need to dox the woman more. But as far as I'm aware, the story is not that Sharon was out there washing the windows. It was that some guy was out there. And what's more likely? The idea that a store might send out an employee with like a squeegee and say, hey, go clean that up. Especially if the weather's not been great and the doors aren't looking that great. Or that they're going to hire someone to come on in.
Like to dole out the products. She was sitting on a chair most of the time when I would go. I don't think she would be like washing the windows. They're like covered windows. It was cold, you know.
Yeah, well, it's Canada in winter. So that is what it is.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? Well, you don't need to see it because I don't think that was the story.
But we'll find out in the investigation what really happened. If it wasn't her, then, you know.
Yeah, because it definitely just didn't go to some bot.
No, obviously I'm very sorry for calling that out. But I never liked her anyway. She was a bully in high school, so...
Okay. So she deserves to lose her job. That's where you're going with that. Double down. Oh, if I'm wrong, sorry about that, but I won't take it back. I won't try and protect her at all. And on the off chance I have got to a human being and they're not laughing their arse off looking at your videos, then I don't care, because it's fun to get people fired.
She can get bent. I don't give a shit. But, she's just full of, they're all full of crap. Like, FFG's full of crap. She's a total liar, and this investigation will hopefully reveal that.
If they had enough investigative power to be able to track this down, do you not think they're capable of Googling your video and listening to this?
What really happened. Like, how do you not see how psychotic you are driving by a dispensary, driving to a dispensary an hour away, passing several on your way, to just drive your whatever the heck you're driving, I don't even give a shit, van.
And you didn't even buy weed. Nope, you only came to stalk. Psycho. Evidence? Could be. I mean, didn't Foodie say that, oh, you can go look up my... Oh, I might have to just stop in a minute and empty out my camera because it's getting full. Could FFG not just get her history from the store? If she's bought something, then Foodie was saying, oh, go look up my transaction history, trying to prove that she hadn't been there when she had. Like, wouldn't FFG just be able to do the same? I don't think there's any winners in this game.
You should put free candy on there. You're a creep. Anyway, she drives by this guy. Imagine someone you're...
Oh, so it's a guy now. She's still in the car, which also wasn't the story, but apparently it's a guy now.
Cleaning windows or whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening.
Well, the fact that you wouldn't do a chore if someone literally put a gun to your head is neither here nor there.
Right. Picture it.
Yeah, someone watching the window at a store, yeah.
The few times I've gone, if it was that day, so the words of...
Okay, so if it was that day, again, you don't know.
A few times that somebody was working by themselves. So
how many times did you go?
Windows when there's customers.
But apparently he didn't, because if there was a guy outside when she got there, and then there was a woman inside sitting, who you are now trying to get fired, then there were at least 2 employees. Because that's how math works.
I don't know, anyway, and it's freezing, like, I doubt it. They're huge windows, too, huge covered windows. So I don't picture him just going out with a Windex and watching.
FFG is the pathological liar and her zombies eat it up like, careful, Salah's gonna get excited. With a spoon, lol, love that for them. She's putting this up in text so she doesn't have to say it.
Watching those huge store windows. Like, does nobody, like, use logical thinking when they listen to what...
Well, that's the problem, we do, but you don't seem to be able to process details well. It goes back to like basic, when we say reading comprehension skills at school, and you're like, okay, what details are there that can give you clues to this answer? Foodie doesn't have that part. Foodie isn't like, oh yes, no, we said this, this, and this, and therefore it could mean this. And sometimes it's because she's getting her information second, third hand. Sometimes it's just because her emotions get in the way of her processing skills.
Comes out of her big gaping hole in her face.
Oh, there's an image.
Her fat face. Sorry, but
not sorry?
I can't talk nice when I talk about this person. It's impossible.
It's almost as if you could not talk about them. That'd be a choice.
So, I mean, imagine you're just washing your windows and this beast comes along and rolls down the window and shows a picture of me and says, do you know this woman? And the employee says, yeah, I've served her. Really?
Yeah.
Like, what employee would... There's a reason there's covered windows.
The reason is that I'm presuming that weed is a controlled substance in the same way that, like, tobacco is, where, yes, it's available, but we don't really want to encourage it. It's legal, but we don't want to encourage kids to pick up the habit. So we're not going to allow you advertising. We're going to cover up images. It's not for your privacy. You're making a choice as an adult. They are kids. It's to stop influencing more impressionable youth.
You know, it's like for privacy. Mostly it's because legally they're not allowed to show the products in case of youth seeing it and all that stuff.
Yeah, so not for privacy then.
But liquor's fine, whatever. So, but also like there's a level of customer privacy there that they totally breached. Like,
If they had given out her credit card information, if they had gone out and she had said, and she walked in, as far as I know, said, hey, if you served this lady, and they had said, oh, let me just check. I know her. Hang on, let me grab a file. Yeah, that's Chantal Marie. She lives here. That would have been an invasion of privacy. That would have been incorrect use of records. That would have been a data breach. That isn't what happened.
it's just insane, you know? Like, you're at a, I don't know.
So your problem is your privacy has been breached as you sit here trying to get a woman that you admit you realise might not have been culpable in this fired, having put her name out on the internet.
Just, I don't, obviously I don't think any laws were broken. I don't even know. Like, I didn't even have time to deal with this crap. But, please, what kind of unprofessionalism is that from your dispensary? Like, do you think people, like, what if somebody wanted to be discreet in buying?
Then they should probably order online the way you did for literally 2 years.
You know, you just out somebody to a complete psychotic stranger. You're putting that person, like, in danger potentially. You're confirming where they were at one time. That
if they were there right then, maybe don't say, oh yeah, she's right over there. You're an adult making an adult decision to consume an adult substance. So suck it up, buttercup.
they bought this product. You know, like, it's just ridiculous.
And they didn't.
And like,
sorry.
it makes,
Again, there's always a chance that there are lies on both sides, but yeah, I've served her is not, oh, she bought a load of sativa, did you know? And you know, she was wearing that headscarf. I think she might be Muslim. I better tell you all about her purchase history, just in case you also have a channel.
me worried, like, what other information do they have on file? Because, like, it's creepy, you know? So they're doing an investigation into it. And honestly, like, I hope that the person that did that gets reprimanded 100%. You know, I know it's harsh to say, well, I hope they lose their job and blah, blah, blah. But honestly,
You're going to
like,
say it.
if you're going to, like, be unprofessional like that and put people in certain danger or breach their privacy, like,
You went into a business to buy a substance that is not illegal. You are not owed that privacy. None of your information was given out. If they'd done that, I'd have some side eye. Do you recognise her? Oh yeah, I've seen her. She's quite noticeable.
I don't really feel bad for you. Like, you know. So, yeah, I just, of anything, at this point, I'm not surprised how low people go. Like, it's just, especially this idiot who has just no content, no brain to come up with decent content.
Apparently a brain enough to catch you in the act and to make you rage multiple times in the last week, which has been enough probably to earn her more than money than it's earned you. Brain enough for that, it would seem.
Won't even show themselves, you know. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if they have CCTV or what they're gonna do when they're investigating it. Probably look at it, but I could just imagine how psychotic and ridiculous she looks.
Guys, for real though, hey, this woman was here at some point, I don't know when, I don't know exactly who she spoke to. Could you please go through your CCTV records for the last Christmas period to try and pick out this woman? Does she not realise how absolutely not seriously they're going to take that?
Seeing her van driving around, rolling down, showing her phone. Do you
Again, she walked in.
know this woman? Has she been shopping here?
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be what she did.
What gives you the right to invade someone's privacy? Like, number one, like, if...
Did she come up to your home? God, don't give anyone any ideas. Again, I realise this sounds like I'm really defending FFG hard. I'm not. I find real life stuff kind of creepy. But the fact that this is the straw she's grasping to.
You're an idiot. I mean, She's so psychotic.
Oh dear.
Anyways, the psychotic behavior just continues, and this time she costed someone potentially their job.
I don't think that's how you conjugate that. And again, you cost somebody their job. Because her walking up to a person and saying, hey, have you seen this lady? It's not the same as you calling and making a complaint and sitting on the internet saying, well, I hope they do. That's not the same thing. All you're doing is outing yourself for making someone potentially lose their job. Based on the email you got, I very much doubt anyone's taking it seriously, but, you know.
And the reputation of an entire business. So
that reputation has gotten better since Chantal got involved. People have left 5-star reviews.
You think that was a one-up, but I don't think it had the effect that you thought it did.
Okay, well, let's wait and see, shall we?
And it's really sad that people still continue to condone this behavior just for their hatred over me.
I don't condone going real life. I will never condone going real life, but god damn, I'm here to listen.
I don't care. Like, I really don't care.
I can see.
If you hate me or not. As you can see, I have a lot of beezers. I have a lot of members, and
when she went members only, about how many people were chatting? I know her live views have been up, which is directly correlated to her smugness ratio because she's been messier. But in terms of actual beezers,
I'm fine.
Okay, good.
I don't want.
Well, we're fine too. Everybody's fine. What's the problem?
Your hate views.
Well, you got them.
From that side. I don't want it. I don't.
Well, you don't get to control it. That's part of things being public.
I want you in my community.
Too bad.
So I'm glad you're not here spreading that kind of crap in my channel.
I'm here, and speaking of spraying crap, every time she uses a reference to crap or shit, she kind of winces and looks down. She's like, damn, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that disease in my area of the internet. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and give you an update that it's being investigated. I did report it. FFG's a huge liar. I mean, it's blatant.
Speaking of blatant lies,
the little inconsistencies in her story, you know. I think even she said so herself. You can tell when someone's lying because of the details.
If Foodie's getting second or third hand reports, they're getting a lot of those details wrong. So if you're going to react to this, do it on the primary source, because whether the primary source is trustworthy or not, go on the information that is there. Because otherwise you get stuff like this.
Well, you give a lot of details that don't make sense, like
because you don't understand them. Yeah.
The window washing, I don't see it.
Okay, well, that's probably because you got the story wrong.
Dispensary and ask them details like that.
I just did a thing.
I should have done that maybe for this video, but we'll find out when the investigation is concluded and what happens. And
does she think the police are around there right now interviewing? Is that what she thinks?
If they find anything, and I think it's ridiculous that this happened in the first place. I think these people just think it's okay behavior and they're sick in the head. One day she's gonna do something pretty illegal to try to get those views, that hate money, and she'll probably end up in jail, inshallah. So who knows?
Who knows indeed. I've got a feeling, call me crazy, that you will do nothing about it, because when you were sitting in Canada, you didn't follow up with that. What makes you think you're going to do it from Kuwait? You've threatened this dozens of times.
Or in court. But I'm glad I'm here, and I'm so...
Oh no, my light has given up. Wait. There we go.
Far away from these morons who have no life, that I'm just, I feel a lot better.
Okay, well, congratulations. You do seem much calmer. You do seem much more at peace with yourself, and like you are moving on to a better, more moral life.
No, that whole gore world, anyone who condones this is just disgusting and really need to just grow up. Like, and that's coming from me, okay? Grow up.
Which is why it's fine to ignore it.
So yeah, you ruined someone's job, got them fired over.
They are not fired, and you did the thing.
Well, potentially over some potential big T content you were so happy and thirsty to announce.
Yeah, and to think, so happy, so thirsty, and then Chantal oh my goodness, Chantal, who is still talking because I keep catching my computer, Chantal, in her wisdom and glory, decided, not only am I going to put this out, I am then going to address the Kybella stuff because I can't help myself. So I can't even deflect correctly.
And even so, but anyway, there's a lot of inconsistencies. But like
when you don't understand basic logical progression of a story, it's going to be inconsistent.
Said the truth will come out when the investigation's over. Until then, I'm not going to talk anything about this. I'm just overdrawn.
You might take it to court. Can't even say it with a straight face.
Period. I don't want anything to do with it, especially not the stupid petty drama and ridiculous going in real life BS from Gore World. Like, you all are bigger lolcows than any of the people you talk about.
Some people are, but it is what it is, and here we are. And again, you keep dancing, monkey, they'll keep playing the music.
And you should start making fun of yourselves because you're pretty pathetic at this point. I can guarantee you that, yeah, sure, Amberlynn and I have failed at many diets, but we've never done any of this crap.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, you did some things when you were driving over Nada. We've got you kissing his feet. And maybe that's what Solari's getting out of it. Maybe when he was on the lookout for his next mark, he realized, hey, she's got a really shady history with that guy. Obviously, she's willing to buy into something and not let go. She's willing to degrade herself, which seems to be his gig. I'm going to see exactly how much power I've got over her. How much will she take? And here you are, back in Kuwait, with lingerie, making a fool of yourself on the internet.
And who are we kidding? Have you seen FFG? She's failed at many diets as well. So I love how you started your channel. You're going to show Amberlynn and I, how to lose weight. You ain't showing anyone shit. You don't even show yourself on camera. You friggin' weirdo.
As opposed to her and Salah, who are showing everybody shit.
Alright, that's it. That's enough attention for these morons.
Apparently not, because we've got another video.
So desperately seek. I guess that's it for this video.
So
that was the update for that, and I will, I know my eyeshadow's not even blended. I'm so tired.
It's not really the blending that's the issue.
I will see you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye, Foodie. Okay, I'm just going to go and take this file off my phone, and I'll be back.